Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Monday. I hope that you've had a really, really wonderful week so far. I have figured out who the culprit was and what the heck was going on in my kitchen. My 13-year-old decided to microwave some ramen noodles yesterday while I was asleep. And we had a burning smell in the house. Nobody would own up to the burning smell. So we ended up thinking it was potentially the refrigerator that was burning or possibly electrical because it kept coming out every time we would plug in the fridge. So we got to call out an electrician today and said 13-year-old got to clean up the mess that is the little bits and pieces out of the microwave and defumigate it. So little bits of drama going on here today. Just a day in the life of a mom. Let me know if you can relate to what it's like having kids who are forgetting that they turned on the microwave and burning stuff. Let me just say, if I never smell burning ramen noodles again, it will be too soon. So let me know how you guys are doing, what's up in your world. If you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. So tonight, I wanted to debunk some myths and maybe throw some cold water out there. Maybe not. So one of the things I hear a lot of promises on in the online world, and I've heard this more over time than I have like super recently, is the, get to six figures in 90 days. And hey, Charlene, how are you? I hope your daughter had an awesome birthday. You hear these promises of massive amounts of wealth in short periods of time. And sure, somebody may have had a client who did it once. And, they've got this proven system that they tell you, if you follow my system, you're going to make money. And you're going to make a ton of money. And it's going to be fast and it's going to be easy. And you just follow the system. Great. I'm going to call bullshit. It's frequently neither fast nor easy to start making money online. If you want to do it fast, chances are you're going to build a funnel, you're going to run money and run ads into challenges. Once you have a well-defined audience and you know exactly who your audience is, and you're going to get people into a challenge and then sell them into some sort of program on the back end. Problem is that can take time to figure out exactly what the challenge is, who your target audience is, and who all this other stuff is, and you spend a lot of money on ads. If you build a funnel and you're building it all out, and right, how many times you've heard that? Yeah. 6 weeks to six figures. Woohoo! Bullshit. Sorry, my filter is kind of broken these days. So, honestly, it is totally possible to get to six figures in 6 weeks or whatever. But you're probably not going to make six figures in 6 weeks. You're not going to make $100,000 in 6 weeks unless you've been in business for a while, you've got your messaging nailed down, and you've been working it for a while. The reality is that for most of us, it's going to take a little bit longer. Why? Because you don't have your platform. That's why I teach the Build Your Tribe Challenge. If you don't have a platform, if you don't have strong connections already, you don't have a strong network, and you don't have a reputation, then it's really hard to pivot into that thing and get to that six figures in 6 weeks. In fact, I would dare say it's almost impossible. But if you start building that platform, which is, what I talk about, building your network, building your connections, building your reputation as a good human being who's hardworking, who's ethical, who is amazing. When you finally figure out what the heck you're doing, it's going to go really, really fast. So how long does it take? It absolutely depends. And Charlene, you're right. It's called strategically planning. doing, and then execute with patience and trial and errors. And, and doing and connecting and building relationships with people. How many people out here have scheduled a coffee date with somebody in the last month? Just one. Have you had a coffee date with somebody in the last month? And I'm not talking about necessarily meeting somebody in person, because obviously we're dealing with a little tiny thing called a global pandemic. But the other reality is, we're in online business world right now. And, if you're meeting somebody on Facebook, they're probably not located in the same area you are. And thank you, Charlene. Build those connections, build your reputation. The fastest way to do that is, frankly, doing one-on-ones with people, one-to-ones, coffee meetings, connecting with people. If you have a Facebook group, just talking to the people who are joining your Facebook group. And I talk to people all the time who are doing challenges. And it's really interesting because it's about connecting with the people who are in your challenge. Just being human together, right? It's amazing how much more we have in common than we have that's really different, even if we're on like opposite ends of the political spectrum. And trust me, I have friends on all ends of the political spectrum. I have friends who come from very different backgrounds than me, different education, different religious, different everything backgrounds, right? It's called being human together. It's getting through this human condition called life. I'll give you a hint, nobody gets out alive. So if we can focus first on relationships, if you can schedule 1 to 2 one-to-ones a week, or coffee meetings, as it's called in 100 coffees, if we can just be human together, the way that you get to sales pretty fast, without a crazy ass sales funnel, without spending $20,000 on a sales funnel, the way that you get to 60 to 80K your first year, I kid you not, you follow this recipe, you're going to be golden, especially if you're a coach. You need to have some way to sell your stuff, right? So if you're a coach, and I'll tell you how to do this for product sales here in a minute, 60 to 80,000 the first year. Guarantee it. I will be willing to bet you a coffee on this. Okay. And if you follow this exactly and you don't make $68,000 to $80,000 in the next year, I'll buy you a coffee. Okay. And Patty, this is for you, right? The way that you get there is you're doing 1 or 2 coffee meetings per week. 2 coffee meetings a week. You do 2 one-to-ones per week. I'm not talking about necessarily trying to sell every single person you meet. I'm talking about talking to people and understanding who you're trying to meet next. So I do digital marketing and I do coaching, right? So who am I trying to meet next? Well, I'm looking for people like Patty who are trying to get to that point where they are making money in their business, right? I'm looking for people who are looking to become profitable in the next year. I'm also looking for business owners who have really shitty websites. Y'all, if you see somebody with a really bad website who have the not secure error message on top, or whose website looks like it was done 8 years ago, give me an introduction, please. Those are the people I'm looking for, or people who have really crappy marketing. We fix a lot of really broken websites and a lot of really broken marketing. So the way that you get to that 60 or 80,000 a year pretty quickly, and it worked for me, it is guaranteed to work. And they teach this in BNI. So you can go to bni.org and go onto their website and listen to the BNI podcast. Dr. Ivan Meissner is absolutely phenomenal. You go in, you do 1 to 2 coffee meetings per week. One-on-ones, one-to-ones, whatever you want to call it. In those topics of conversation, what do you talk about? You're not trying to sell those people. Believe it or not, you're trying to get to know them. What is your business? Who are you looking for in a referral partner? Okay. Who can I refer to you? And what words should I be looking out for in this conversation, right? So if you have those conversations with people, you're going to probably hear keywords and you're going to be like, oh, I can give you these referrals. So I frequently love to work with people who do credit card processing, or who do certain types of law, or who do certain types of thing, because I can refer to them consistently. So think about who you can refer to them. And then you tell them who you're looking for referrals to. So this is where the magic happens. This is how long it really takes to make clients online without spending $20,000 in ads, okay? If you want to go the ads route, I can hook you up. We do that all day long. But for a lot of people, that $20,000 in ads and funnel build is probably not a thing. And honestly, I don't default to doing that because a lot of times you don't have that platform and you don't have the reputation and you don't have the network. So it takes twice as long and twice as much money to do that. If you have a simple funnel and you already have your platform and your network and your reputation, it goes like that. If you don't, it's going to cost $20,000 to $30,000. But go in, have those conversations with people. Do the networking. Do the coffees. Do the connections. Talk to Angela Gardner in 100 Coffees. The 100 Coffees Cafe is an amazing Facebook group. Go talk to people. Go build relationships. Go figure out who you need to connect with. And then go figure out how to connect other people to your network. You don't need 100 clients to get to $60,000 to $80,000 a year. You probably only need 5, maybe 10 clients. So how many people do you need to get to in order to get to that $60,000 to $80,000 a year, right? So the next thing you say is, okay, well, if I actually need 10 clients, how many people do I have to talk to? And this is where the really cool thing happens, y'all. That room has been gold for me, right? So I'm sitting here telling y'all, so it's just a mathematical equation at that point, right? So Patty, who do you need to talk to in order to get sales? Well, you need to talk to coaches who are going to allow you to talk to their athletes, right? And then of those athletes, a certain percentage of those people are going to be willing to actually talk to you, right? Once you get those people who are actually willing to talk to you, you're going to get a certain number of people who convert. And it just becomes a mathematical equation. How many people do I need to talk to in order to find my demographic? In order to find my audience? In order to find my clients? How many people do I need to talk to? And I'm willing to bet that if Patty talked to 20 or 30 coaches a year, okay, and she only talked to 20 or 30 coaches a year, and she had amazing relationships with 20 or 30 people and maybe added a few a year, Patty would be doing more business than she could possibly ever handle in her business. And she'd probably have to raise her rates because she would have too many people. And she would have a wait list for her one-on-one programs, and she'd be putting people into group coaching programs. Because once you start to get into, not just the parents of athletes, but you start getting into the coaches who know parents, who can recommend you for their athletes, that's where the magic happens, because it's not just a one-off kind of situation. You're looking for those magical referral partners who are going to help you. I get referrals from people in my BNI group. It turns out that, some of the people that we call my power team are phenomenal referral partners, and they know people who need websites done or who have really crappy websites. Once you can train your sales partners around you to be looking for sports coaches, athletic coaches like Patty, and I should probably talk so that I can get her in with all of the martial arts people I know who are training at a world level, right? But it's that understanding who do I need to talk to, because I may not know the students themselves, but I know people who own schools. So you have those coffee meetings. How long does it take? It really only is going to take you 30 to 60 days. Seriously, once you start putting the networking on, I will tell you, once Patty started asking for the referrals and she started saying, hey, here's who I need. I'm going to let Patty say about how long it took her, but it was less than 30 days. Once she finally said, hey, here's who I'm looking to get, because she already had a bit of the platform, she had the reputation, and she had some of the network going. And she already had those three things going. And once she started having that, people knew who Patty was, then she started seeing, referrals to parents of athletes. And, there you go, a number to aim for, and she talked to 3 for this year. So, so it's been 3 a week, and there you go. Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. From the time that we actually started asking for referrals, she started actually getting clients. So people a lot of times think that what I'm saying is going to be this like crazy long referral process. Look, if you're looking for $1 million clients, it's going to take longer, because you're going to have to get the introduction to the right people to get the right clients. But if you're just looking for somebody who can spend a couple $1,000s, chances are 2 to 3, maybe 6 weeks tops, you've got people coming in your door, because you're talking to people who know people who know people who know people, because you're building your platform, because you're building your network, and because you're building your reputation. That equals clients. And it's a beautiful thing that happens. And it's platform plus network plus reputation yields clients. And it's this thing that happens over and over and over again. When you build that platform, that is what we do in Build Your Tribe Challenge, is building that platform and your network and your reputation. And it happens super fast. And the more people you're talking to, the more regularly you're talking to people, the more regularly you're showing up and having those conversations, the better. The cool thing is that none of this requires blog posts. None of this requires Facebook Lives. None of this requires crazy amounts of posting on social media. You just have to have a calendar link that says, hey, book a call with me, and you need to have a way to invoice people so that they can pay you. So if you are a coach, this is probably the fastest way to money. If you're trying to actually replace your income, if you're trying to get to that point of having income coming in the door, clients coming in the door consistently, if you're talking to people on a consistent basis, if you're building those relationships on a consistent basis, if you're doing coffees or one-to-ones, and you're asking them how you can refer to them, and you're telling them how they can refer to you, you're not asking for business, you're just saying, I am interested in these referrals. It's amazing what happens. The other thing that has been really cool for me with doing one-on-ones, and I'll be honest, it's been a huge side benefit, has been huge amounts of friendships, partnerships, affiliate programs, all kinds of really cool things that happen in my business. So it's not just giving me direct clients, but it's actually giving me all of the other benefits in my life as well. So it's super, super cool. So how long does it take? Not very. It really only takes a matter of a few weeks. So if you start now, so today is December 7th, like literally start doing the Build Your Tribe Challenge right now, because I'm doing the Build Your Tribe Challenge. And that is the link for the Build Your Tribe Challenge. You start doing that right now, and you start connecting with people, and you start building those connections, having those calls with people, not to sell them, but to actually talk to them. You're going to see that by the end of this year, literally December 31st, you're probably bringing in your first clients. Of course, most people probably won't do that because it's too darn simple. It's too darn easy. I mean, what the heck? It's not complicated enough. And that's kind of the funny thing, is that we overcomplicate this process. We make it take longer than it needs to because we're convinced that we need the website. We're convinced that we need the business cards. How many of us have spent time working on our website rather than working on getting clients? How many of us have spent the time working on our free downloads rather than trying to talk to people? Raise your hand. How many of us have spent the time working on the tech in our business rather than talking to the people? All of us, right? Every single one of us, because it's easy to fall down that rabbit hole. And I will tell you, I am queen bee of tech. 25 years as a computer programmer. Let me just tell you, I can rock some tech. I can write code like you cannot imagine, right? I can hide behind tech for months. I can build amazing downloads and all of the freebies in the world and all of the great stuff. I built a Mongo Facebook group and managed to hide myself in freaking plain sight rather than actually talk to people. I did it. You know, but that's the thing. Once I actually started talking to people, once I started booking calls, once I started getting people in and telling them what I do, hey guys, I fix really broken marketing. If you guys know somebody who needs really broken marketing fixed, let me know. How long does it take? Not very long. And that's the kind of the thing, right? We've all done it. We've all spent the time building the perfect challenge, building the perfect website, building the perfect who's-y what's-its. We all do it. And I say we because me, I've done it. As a computer geek, I live the technology. I would rather climb up against the walls and be like, do, like seriously, than actually have to talk to people. It's actually pretty funny. My team, when I had my first business out of business school, so I graduated from Duke in 2013 with my MBA. And I left my corporate job and I started a senior home care, non-medical, private duty home care agency. And I hired salespeople. What I didn't understand was that people wanted to talk to me. I would talk to them occasionally, but I wanted to hide in the background and go hire salespeople. And God forbid I actually go to a networking meeting. God forbid I actually do the one-on-ones. You know what? That cost me dearly. It cost me unimaginable amounts of money for most people. What I learned, what I took away from that is that I had to learn how to do a one-to-one meeting with people. And guess what? Once I realized that other people were just as scared spitless as I was, it was really cool. Once I realized that other people were just as socially awkward as I am, it was beautiful. Yes, I am completely socially awkward. I am a geek. I'm a computer science engineer. I've written computer code for most of my career. That's why I do websites. I love social media because I love the psychology behind it. But once I realized that other people were just as bound in their own heads as I was, it got a lot easier. And y'all, when I first started networking, I weighed close to 400 pounds. So add some claustrophobia into the mix and trying to go into a networking meeting because we didn't have Zoom in quite the same way. And having to figure out my plot across the room so that I wouldn't have to bump into people. Talk about claustrophobia and fear and your total introvert going bonkers kind of mindset, right? And I would have rathered gnaw off my leg in a rusty bear trap than have to actually talk to people. And rather than actually have to do those one-to-ones with people. And I was very happy to hide behind the tech. I was very happy to hide behind stuff. And you know what? It meant that it took me a lot longer to get clients because I'm just that hard-headed. And when I started focusing on business coaching and I started focusing on doing the marketing piece and I started focusing on the talking to people, things magically shifted. It's amazing. Talk to people and your business shifts. Platform plus network plus reputation equals clients all day long. And I'm a big believer. The more I networked, the more I had a platform, the more I connected with people, the more I built my reputation, the easier the clients came, the faster the clients came. And it all worked together. That's why I do what I do. I'm not here to torture y'all. I'm not here to make it harder. I'm really here to make it a lot easier. And I'm here to tell you that honestly, it's a whole lot easier than most of the marketers out there are telling you to do, because they're trying to sell you shit. They're trying to sell you their latest program. They're trying to get you into whatever kind of software and have you paying $300 a month on the software. If your business isn't profitable, you have absolutely no business investing in $300 a month worth of software. But we do it all the freaking time. I did it. Why? Because I thought that I had to have that software in order to grow my business. What I learned was that I needed a way to invoice people, and I needed Canva so that I could create a PDF to give people and I could tell them what I was selling. Oh, and by the way, if we were talking about product sales, because I've done a little bit of that with direct sales, you can build a website for free on Square. You don't need fancy. You don't need crazy. If you need to go a little bit more upscale, there's ways to do stuff that is super duper cheap. I know somebody that got to her first $10,000 in business by literally spending less than $300. Part of it was on Zoom, and the other $12.95 was on buying a domain on Google. Right? Pamela, we have all been there where we're hiding behind the tech. We're doing all the tech. We're spending all the time on the website. We're spending all the time doing all this stuff. Y'all, the website is great. It is like an online calling card, and it should convert. Absolutely. Is it worth it once you get your business model nailed down? Absolutely. But until you've been into business for a little while, I don't advocate spending $3,000 to $5,000 on a website. It is pointless. It is a waste of time and it is a waste of money, because I can guarantee you, sure as schnizzles, what's going to happen is in 6 to 9 months, you will have tweaked your business and your languaging and your messaging just enough that it will bear absolutely no resemblance to your current business. And your targeting for your clients is going to be just a little different. And it's going to have been a complete and total waste of money. And you're going to have to turn right back around and do it again. So what do you do? Well, you take the Build Your Tribe Challenge. Maybe you even sign up for my social selling mastermind, which, guys, is a whopping $150 a month. You learn how to do the stuff without all the crazy tech stuff. Y'all, I can tell you how to build a funnel without using tech. And this is coming from a tech girl who's sitting here with about 12 Entreport windows and 6 Canva windows open at the moment. Because it's keeping it simple, silly, especially in the beginning, until you get your messaging nailed down, until you get your network flowing, you get that network, that reputation, that platform going in your business. And then you can tweak all of this stuff until the cows freaking come home while you've got clients coming in, and you start to figure out who you work best with and who you don't work best with, and which products you want to offer on your website and which products are a pain in the butt to make, because they take more time to make than you could possibly ever spend in a month of Sundays. Or maybe you want to teach crafting classes, or maybe you want to tweak your business slightly one way or the other, but at least you didn't spend $3,000 to $5,000 on a website, on a business that's not making $20,000 a year. And this whole thing I see, where people Google, well, you should spend 20% of your business in reinvesting in your business on coaching and marketing, is complete hoodalachi. I can tell you that there are absolutely no plumbers out there, no electricians out there, no tradespeople out there, personal trainers, et cetera, that are spending that kind of money on their tech, on their coaching, and on all these kind of crazy programs. Now, should you eventually do it? Yes. Absolutely. Find somebody you can work with within your budget. But don't go spending $30,000 or $50,000 on a coaching program on a wing and a prayer before your business is even making money. There needs to be a measurable return on your investment. You need to time things in your business where you are appropriately so that you're not spending every single penny that you've got coming in, having it go right back out again. Be able to reinvest in your business because you want to. Be able to build a cash buffer in your business because guess what? Being rich is really, really cool. It's really, really sexy. Being poor because you spent all this money on stuff you didn't need to spend it on kind of sucks. So that's what I'm here to tell you is it doesn't take long. You just have to get out there and talk to people. Do a couple of coffees a week. 3 to 5 would be ideal, especially if you are pre-clients or you are 1 to 5 clients. Be out there, be networking, be connecting with people, follow up, have a follow-up system that is amazing. Put people on an email list, put them on a card list, send them lots of love. Connect with them and stay in connection with them. You know, it's amazing. We build all these connections and then we don't value our network. That's one of the mistakes I made. Build that network. Love on your network. Hug on your network. Squeeze it. Love it and hug it and pet it and squeeze it and give it a noogie. And send them lots of love because the more you can stay in touch with people, the more you're doing those one-on-ones, the more you're connecting, the faster you're going to make money. It's amazing. It's amazing what sending somebody a little video on their birthday will do for them. You know, do the things, do them smartly, don't overspend. Peace out. I'm going to do a quick card pull for y'all. This is my favorite card deck. It is the Love Your Inner Goddess deck. Let me know which card you would like for me to pull for you. I'm pretty sure Patty would like the top card. And Patty's been on fire lately. Patty has been absolutely amazing. You know, kudos to Patty. So I'm going to pull in just a second after I get them all shuffled. Felt like I needed to shuffle them backwards tonight for some reason. And then I will pull your card. And then if somebody else would like a card pulled, I will pull that one as well. I feel like I've seen this one before for you. Amalthea. Your soul is learning about love. Whether you fully realize it or not, you are breaking free from a pattern of relationship that has not been respectful enough of you and your heart. This includes the relationships you have had with yourself and others, be they friends, romantic connections, colleagues, or strangers, and even the universe. As you allow yourself to feel worthy and release feelings of hate, shame, guilt, or judgment towards yourself, a new spirit of gentleness, love, and devotion will fill your heart and transform the quality of your connections with others and the universe. A beautiful new world of love is opening up for you. Third card in. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Third card in. Soul Sisters. You're being emotionally and psychologically influenced by the people around you more than you may realize. Sometimes this is good. They uplift and inspire you and help you feel loved and loving. However, sometimes you can sense that being truly yourself in a situation could result in unwanted conflict, and you undermine yourself to keep the peace. You'll find that the moment you stop doing this, some difficulties you've been having in moving forward will fall away almost as if by magic. The relationships worth holding on to you can handle a little more truth, even if feathers get ruffled before being smoothed over with love once more. So I hope that was fun. Anybody else? Would anybody else like a card pull tonight? You know, just know that this whole client getting stuff doesn't have to be complicated. This whole idea of crazy funnels, speaking yourself to death, doing all that stuff to death is really not where it's at. necessarily. You can absolutely build platform by speaking, by doing a lot of things. Connections, genuine friendships are where it's at. I hope that you guys have a great night. Peace out and take care. We will talk soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.